He joins us again, the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner, proud Ohio State Buckeye, and he's back on Tiki and Tierney. Mr. Griffin, how are you, sir? What's happening?
I'm doing fine. How you guys doing?
We are fantastic,
Doing
Archie.
well.
I'm interested to ask you this question because I know that you have a vote, just like all you Heisman Trophy winners have, and you probably have 2 votes. But when you look at the kids who are in the running right now, and Trevon Boykin is one that was early. Nick Chubb, who was a running back from Georgia, was great in relief of Todd Gurley once he got hurt last year. What are you looking for early in seasons for guys that you're going to put at the top of your Heisman list?
Well, I look for somebody who's really standing out. I mean, I look for somebody that's really making a difference on their team, doing great things, whether it's big play opportunity or consistency. That's something that I look for. Those type of things. Somebody that's really making an impact on their team and making a difference in the games.
Now, Archie, if Cardale Jones has a great game this week and the next
He's playing
week,
Hawaii. He will.
He's playing Hawaii. Are you biasing your Buckeyes?
Am I biased?
Are you going to be biased towards your quarterback?
Well, quite frankly, you know, I'm trying to decide which one I want to choose. I mean, you certainly have Cardale, but I got to tell you, Braxton's making a difference. Moving to that H-back position, he's making a difference, and certainly Ezekiel Elliott, a guy who really came on extremely strong towards the end of last year, and who made an impact in this first game against Va Tech. You got to decide which one of those that you would even vote for, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this season develops with the Buckeyes because there's a ton of talent on that team. But
yeah,
you know as well as I do, every year there's going to be somebody who we don't expect that's going to jump up and get it in that race. It always happens.
Yeah, but I don't. Who am I to disagree with Archie Griffin? But I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year. I don't. Maybe
maybe. Josh. What about the kid from UCLA?
Josh Rosen.
Yeah,
Josh Rosen.
My goodness. I mean, what a game he had. Yeah. I mean, that was absolutely incredible. But before the start of the season, we weren't thinking of him.
No, that's fair. I guess what I'm saying, Archie, is I look at Ohio State, and I see such a discrepancy, such an obvious gap in talent between the rest. Forget about the rest of the conferences, just in the Big Ten. I know Michigan State is good, but the quarterbacks are phenomenal. The pass rusher didn't even play the other night. Neither did the punt returner, as you know. Elliott's going to be in the NFL. I mean, Braxton Miller looks like basically Antoine Randall times 2. I don't see how anybody in this conference beats him, or quite frankly, even comes close to beating them if Ohio State plays a decent game.
Well, that's the key. I mean, and you all know that if you lose focus, crazy things can happen. And I think that's the job that Urban has to do, is keep these guys focused in order for them to achieve their potential. I mean, that's the tough part of it. But that's what coaches are hired for, to do that, because there's no doubt that there's a ton of talent on this football team. But if this talent loses focus, then they can lose games. And coaches have to make sure that doesn't happen.
We're talking to the great Archie Griffin, the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner, who's back with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio. The Bucs taking on Hawaii at the Horseshoe on Saturday.
Archie, you talk about coaches, and a great one joined your conference with Jim Harbaugh going to Michigan. Now, he's not going to have an immediate impact, but when you heard that news, that's exciting, right? You want the conference powerful.
I was very excited to hear that. I was so glad that Michigan pursued Jim Harbaugh. I felt that he was the guy that they needed to get, and I was glad to see that they got him because he's certainly going to make it interesting. There's no question that he's an outstanding coach. He's a great coach, and there's no question in my mind that he'll have Michigan back to where we're used to seeing Michigan. It may take some time, but I guarantee you when they play us this year, they'll be ready because I know he knows how that rivalry works, and that you get ready for that football game. I know when we go there, they'll be ready to play us.
Oh, it's in his soul. He lived it, as you well know. Archie, I want to get to I know you're doing work with the Wendy's again, the high school Heisman, but real quick, because Tiki played at the Big House. I've been there a few times, 3 times to watch a game. I've been to the Horseshoe once, and it's my opinion. I'm not placating you. I firmly believe this. Be honest here. Don't just take a pass and just tell us how you feel. I believe that the Horseshoe is just far more exciting. It resonates energy much more than Michigan Stadium. I just think the crowd in Ohio is better than Michigan. I really do.
Well, I'd have to agree with you.
All right, just making sure.
I would. Buckeye Nation really gets behind their football, and there's no question that there's a great deal of excitement going on right now, especially, again, when you consider the fact that the Buckeyes are coming off of a national championship team in a year where they weren't really expected to win a national championship. As a matter of fact, I think Urban made the point last year that this year was the year to look forward to, but we ended up winning the national championship last year, and this year is here now, so it's going to be interesting, and you can imagine the excitement that people are having about this year because of those comments that he made over a year ago.
Yeah, no.